Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of Wheels of Mercury. You'll notice I'm in a different room of the house, a room that had not been used since Eli Elitis used it for his portion of the Golden Wheel Awards last year for the Best War Metal category. Why I'm here? It's because the neighbor is doing some landscaping work, and I don't want the noise to bleed into the video. Anyway, welcome back to Wheels of Mercury. It's time for another mid-year report, aka the best albums of 2025 so far. It's that time of year again, folks. Let's begin with an album that released all the way back in January. Am I in Trouble? With their debut album, Spectrum. Now this is a project of a New Jersey-based musician named Steve Weiner, and he put together this band from some other bands he was in, and they play a mixture of progressive, avant-garde black metal similar to stuff like Borknagar and stuff like Opeth as well. There are some little bits of issues with the album, most notably in the second track, where the lead guitar is kinda out of tune a little bit, and the vocal harmonies are kinda out of tune a little bit. But I would argue that those little imperfections give the record its charm. I like how every track on the record is named after a color, like pink, blue, red, yellow. I think there's green on there too. It's pretty cool, and it's bookended by two beautiful medieval sounding instrumental intros and outros. If you are a fan of Borknagar or Opeth, check out this album by Am I in Trouble? Awesome debut album. Looking forward to more from this project. Next up is an early favorite from January that I actually heard on Valentine's Day weekend, thanks to the good people over at the Angry Metal Guy Discord server. Shout out to them. Ethmebb with their album Allo, Babar, Caramboleurs. This is a fun, avant-garde, novelty metal album with one track that's 11 minutes and 11 seconds, another track that's 22 minutes and 22 seconds, and the last track is 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Gimmicky, I know, but they made the gimmick work. There's a dance break in the second half of the second song, in like the 19-minute 45-second mark or somewhere like that, where it just suddenly flips into like dance with like electronics and like an auto-tune part. Oh, it's so much fun. If you like stuff like Mr. Bungle or like stuff like, I don't know, Weird Al Yankovic en français, weirdly enough, check out this album. It's so much fun. If you're looking for some fun in your metal, check out this Ethmebb album. It's awesome. And next up is probably my second favorite metal album of the year, Messa with The Spin. I've already been a big fan of Messa for many years now, and this album is no exception. It's got some earworm hooks. Sarah Bjornsson sounds amazing on it. Alberto is just shredding his ass off. Stuff like Fire on the Road. So good. And The Dress is probably one of the best songs of the year with that trumpet break in the middle. If you're looking for doom metal, where it's a little bit different and got some soul and jive influence in there, check this out. And some blues influence as well. But check this out. It's awesome. Messa hit a home run or scored a goal in a football match. I hope I made that comparison Italian enough. Next up, Sijjin with their album Helljjin Combat. This band features a vocalist that was a guest feature on the last Blood Incantation album. As a side note, Sijjin play death thrash in the most kind of straightforward variety, but that does not mean it's not good. Tracks like Twisted and Mummified, they have some awesome hooks and some awesome guitar work and some awesome bass work in there too. It literally starts off like damn, banana, Such a cool intro that kind of throws you off a little bit because you don't really expect a death thrash album to start off like kind of like a rock album. You know what I mean? If you like death thrash, check this out. It's awesome. Next up is my metal album of the year. Deafheaven, Lonely People with Power. I did an album review of it, which you can watch near my head. But to summarize it right here, this is Deafheaven's best record since New Bermuda. I will be getting it on digital at some point in my life. I don't know when. It could be sooner, it could be later. I just know it will end up in my iTunes library at some point in my life. That's all I'm gonna say. Such a good band, and they were my gateway into black metal. Be forever grateful for that. Next up, my death metal album of the year, Dormant Ordeal, with their album Tooth and Nail. These guys are from Poland. They are a duo and they are very, very good. They exude the best parts of Behemoth and Magua without sounding cheesy or without being sketchy like the latter band is, but they are awesome. Songs like Horse Eater and Rage Against the Light, I think it's called. The song with the Don't Worry, Rage Against the Light. If you heard the album, you know what I mean. The drumming from Chasen Westmoreland of Brand of Sacrifice fame is freaking awesome across that entire record. He kills it. So if you're looking for some killer Polish death metal, check this out. This band is so good. Next up, Kardashev with their album Alunea. This album is fantastic as well. It's like a combination of Deafheaven, Opeth, and a bit of Whitechapel on there too, with the growls and the sort of start-stop rhythms of deathcore. This ain't a deathcore record, it's its own thing really. And Mark from Carterbox Academy, his vocals on this album are amazing. I love how dynamic the album is. It feels heavenly, and in a weird way, it relaxes me, which is weird to say for a metal album until you actually listen to it and you're like, this is actually very ethereal and beautiful with all the reverb and haunting clean vocals that are freaking amazing. This progressive metal album by Kardashev will take you on a journey and a half, and it's my third favorite metal album of the year. If you have not heard Kardashev, get on that train. It's awesome. Next up is an album by a band I very much love and have seen live, but I haven't talked about on Wheels of Mercury, specifically this album, because I felt like the Metal Meltdown and Metal Trenches said everything that I wanted to say about the album as well. Imperial Triumphant with their album Goldstar, and I'm just going to echo what those two channels said. They somehow made dissonant avant-garde jazz metal accessible. Hotel Sphinx might be the most accessible dissonant extreme metal song I've heard. It's actually catchy. There are some great moments, like the grindcore song called New York City, one word, with the frontman from Panda Bear. It sounds like if Wormrot took a detour into the studio and said, hey, mind if we do a song? There's tons of great moments on the record. Like I said already, like that weird cigarette jingle where the guy's like, Goldstar. And the song that comes after that just sounds like falling down the stairs in a good way. It actually reminds me of my all-time favorite Imperial Triumphant song, in fact, Lower World, from their 2018 album, Vile Luxury, which is a great, great song with amazing drumming. If you haven't checked that song out, go check it out. Back to this album though. This is an awesome record. Not quite 5 out of 5 for me, but it is an awesome record. If you want to get into Imperial Triumphant, you're in luck. They created the perfect gateway album to get into this band. If you want to get into the math jazzy boys, as I call them, brand of weird avant-garde metal, check this album out. It's awesome. Next up is my favorite traditional metal album of the year, and that goes to the New York City-based band Tower with their album Let There Be Dark. When I talked about this album on my spring of 2025 update of releases I loved video, I praised the vocal performance of Sarah Beth Linden, the vocalist. She is leagues above other vocalist in the new wave of traditional heavy metal, in my honest opinion, and I still stand by that. She is a phenomenal vocalist, and I'd love to see them live someday if they ever come up to Toronto. They'd be awesome. If you are one of those guys who thinks, oh, metal is dead, they don't make heavy metal like they used to, wrong, they do. You just have to look for it. And this Power album is the perfect example of that. Go listen to it if you haven't already. And last but not least, the newest album from ... Andoceans, called the Regeneration Itinerary. This was kind of a last minute pick for this list, as I was bouncing between this one and the new Whitechapel album. However, this one won out because of the occasional industrial electronic flourishes that are on the album. There's some cool stuff on the album as far as electronics that remind me of a band like Messa, if you've ever heard of that band with their electronic EDM black metal fusion. Make no mistake though, this is still a symphonic black metal album at heart, with lots of blast beats and shrieking vocals and stuff like that. They even have one song, I can't remember the name, that has a slow part that's kind of Mediterranean sounding. It kind of sounds like later Rotting Christ, to my ears at least. This album is awesome. It's an awesome symphonic / industrial black metal album. My only complaint is that on the streaming versions at least, the volume is a little quiet. I had to turn the volume up a notch to hear it in full, which I don't for all of these other albums. Apparently, the CD versions and other versions of the album that are not on streaming are louder. So I'll have to get this on physical to see the difference. If you like stuff like Emperor and Mysticum and Messa, check this Andoceans album out. It's awesome. That's a wrap for my mid-year report. Now it's your turn. Tell me down below in the comments what's your favorite albums of 2025 so far at the halfway mark of this year. Let me know down below. Give this video a like, subscribe, and ring the bell today. If you do that, thank you so much. That helps this channel out big time. Rock on, guys, and I will see you in the next video.